chuẩn này sẽ cái tình trạng thì chụp hình mà chụp xuất tu bây giờ bảo là đâu cũng nói Victorว่าแต่ฉันเอายอดตัวเขารุ่นตรงตัวเจ้า Madison ยอดรุ่นตรงตัวเจ้ายอดตัวเซน Wisconsin เนาะยอดตัวเดอว่าเขาเชิญกันเกิดเลยเราหัวเดีย Wisconsin Veterans Museum นู่นน่ะนู่นชื่อเสียงว่าเราต่อขี้อีคอเราเหมือนชื่อจอจะจอไปมองว่าจะกูตัวจอสายจากสิ่งกันนะ
I think นี่ยิ่งชงให้ตัวคนเนี่ยอีคอไปวันนั้นเดย์จะไปปีตัวอีคอเมนอีคอจงไปมาปีคออย่างนี้มุ่งตัวอีคอรอดูคนนั้นอีคอจงนุ่มมันกูจะ veterans จะกูตัวจงตัวที่จะหนอชิลกูตัวจงตัวคนนั้นอีคอปอดที่นี่ตัวจงเนี่ยไปรู้สิ่งนั้นที่ยี่กูยังอีคอที่กูปอดที่นี่ใจดัวที่นี่ตรงนี้นี่ไม่เจ๋งดัวนั่นหรอมั้ยแต่สิจะไปว่าตัวรอดตัวเมย์เราคนนั้นยังอีคอปีเสือกูซะ
จิตาเนี่ยดักการนอสิลินในปอยเขาเจอยอจอกันกึ่งเด็กเกี่ยวจอยันตัวใช้เวียดนามต่อการเนี่ยน้อยเด็กกูจะเนี่ยมันใช้จอยอีเขาเจอว่าเขาจืดจอมงเตเจียนจีจะกูตุจอแล้วตัวป้า CIA ยอดดูที่จะรอจะตัดตัวหล่อเท่านู่นนอแล้วว่าตัวไอ้คอโรงเรียนนอจะรอจืดจะกูตุจอสายแก่เซ่
กูสามารถกูยังขอร้องเกินกูเขาตีเท่าเขาว่าละคิดเจตอนนี้เขาพิจารณาเนี่ยขอร้องให้ประเภทอะไร
ก็ภาษาเดียมองเราตัวสาปอดที่อยากล่อดูของเราย่อลีนอซียิ่งโซเชียลเท่า
กูตัวเคยมากูสาก็ล่อชาของเราเอาไปต่อนะวิเคราะห์แต่ไปชีรอป้าอเมริกาตรงมองเราตัวละจ้องให้ยาลีนอไปตัวแต่ไปเจ้าแต่รู้เชียวนอแล้วจุดตัวอยากชิลีปตากูให้ได้เขาในยังเขาไม่ซื้อแต่ชีจะเลยจะหลอกที่ตัวลูกเขาตรงเลยไปเยอะพยิ่งยังหายกันนะจุนอมัวเตียนจะตะกละป้าเตียนไว้ขอ history เช่
นรงเชียงเดี๋ยวไปตัวนี้เราจะชนะเราอย่างเดียวมันมองnhauนะเดี๋ยวไปเราไปมองอยู่ว่าจะมันต้องที่เชื่อเดียวมันมองที่เชื่อมีกันมองปลาเลยได้เห็นเรามองหัวเมียวเดี๋ยวเราไปมองกุญแจเดียวมีกันอย่างเดียวไปตรงนั้นเราจะขณะอยากเข้ากุญแจ
ทุกนก็ยังอินหูรงเชียร์ไปเสด็จรงเชียร์ไปจำมองรงเชียร์ไปเจอคือที่นั่งจะเสด็จตัวนู้นน่ะอย่านู้จีตอเคเจไอเดียเขาสัง Wisconsin หลังจ่อไปจะเนี่ยจะจีมดตอนเช้าปวดเตะปวดเช้าปุ๊บเราเสด็จอย่าเจอเดี๋ยวไปจะเหล่าตัวตาเลยเนี่ยเลยกูจีเลยจีมันนู้นตัวปอกขนาดเราขนาดใช้คอจีตอแค่จออยู่วันนั้นนะตอนรู้เจนจีจงใช่จะไปจะมีตุ้มหยวกว่าอย่างนี้นู้นตัวมือใช้ขอวิดีโอแล้วเนาะขนาดอย่าขออย่าตอนเดไปจะมีหยวกอีปวดแต่ช่วงนั้นเลยอย่าจะว่าอยู่ต่อมันจีจ่อเนี่ยนะไปมองเกี่ยจงชาปวดแต่เช้าปุ๊บไปเนี่ยนะจะปุ่ยไม่แก่
กูจงเชื่อได้มั้ยกูจงเชื่อได้ก็เดี๋ยวจะไปสั่งไม่แก่เลยจิตตัวป้อจะไปมองเท่านั้นจะคนน้อยเยอะก็จั่วเคลียร์ตัวละป้อเดี๋ยวไปมองป้าจะตุ้จอไม่แก่ตรงนี้จ้านะนี่ยิ่งเยอะคอชิดสังเหง
Hi Senator, it's good to see you today.
Nice to see you.
Okay. How do you feel today? Today is the D-Day. How do you feel?
Well, I don't think it's really D-Day, but I think everybody here is really glad that this is long overdue, and we finally got to a point now where we had the grand opening of this part of the Vietnam, remembrance, and I think it's really important. And the three things that I talked about are really what I think is important: to recognize the Hmong for their service during the Vietnam War, to thank them for all their sacrifice, not only the soldiers but the families, because there really was a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people died in helping America. And I think with this, the third part, which is also very important, is now we have something that when all the school groups come through, because tens of thousands of kids come through here, and they're going to be able to learn the Hmong history. They're going to learn that story of not only the help that they gave the American soldiers, but the whole lifestyle. What happened when the United States left Vietnam, the leaving of Laos and traveling into Thailand to the refugee camps and everything. And that's really a story that needs to be told. And for now, I think everybody, by watching all this, will have a new appreciation of the sacrifices of the Hmong.
จริงๆเรากูจะในมือใช้จอขอว่าซึ่งเสียงยศมันนอที่เขาโมได้จีได้จิตการเดียวกูเทวิเตอร์มาลอนจีเนี่ยชี้จุดด้วยเปล่า
It is my honor this evening to represent the museum. And before the program begins, I'd like to thank a number of people who made this exhibit possible. First and foremost, Senator Petrosky and his office, who approached us probably about a year and a half ago or so with the idea of finally giving the Hmong Lao community representation in this museum and some acknowledgement of their contribution to the war effort in Vietnam. And it is fitting to do so because they are part of our community and they are an integral part of the Vietnam story. And as you can see, we've included their story in the Vietnam exhibit as an appropriate way of acknowledging the contributions that they gave to this country and in their fight for freedom in their own country. So I thank the entire communities throughout the state of Wisconsin, not only for your service in that conflict, but also for all you've done in the state of Wisconsin since you've come here. And I thank you for the work that you did in helping us put this exhibit together. I also would like to thank Ellen Brooks, our oral historian at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum, who worked tirelessly for at least the last 2 years on this project, compiling oral histories, not only for presentation in the exhibit, but also for deposit in our research center. So those interviews will be available in perpetuity for future generations who want to learn a little bit more about the Hmong community and about the contributions that they did during that particular conflict, and also about their role in life in Wisconsin. I also want to thank Sitong Yang, who is our principal translator and community liaison for this project. I don't know if he is here this evening, but special thanks to him. Without him, it would have been impossible. I want to thank, as always, the members of the museum who are here tonight. Thank you for your continued support. You make us a stronger institution, and I appreciate your membership. And I hope that you stay members. And if you have friends and neighbors, tell them about the opportunity of membership here at the museum. Finally, I want to say thank you to my boss, Secretary John Scopus, who will be speaking in a moment, for his support, continued support of his museum here at 30 West Mifflin.
A week ago, we celebrated Veterans Day, and we're in our second year of our continual commemoration of the Vietnam War. And how could we not have a finer night tonight to honor the legacy of the Lao Hmong veterans who served and saved the lives of so many Americans during that war, and honor them tonight. And I wish the whole wall was dedicated to them, as I mentioned to one of the veterans out here from the Lao Hmong War. But we honor you for your legacy and service, and there's many Vietnam veterans that are here tonight, and they can express it more than I can to you. And we look forward to continuing the project. We can't thank you enough for your service. As you came to our country, like many immigrants have, and assimilated into our country and became proud citizens, but never forgot the service and sacrifice of what you did serving in your countries. And we won't forget that either. And I'm constantly reminded about your service and sacrifice when I go to Washington, D.C. and ask, when are we going to allow our Lao Hmong veterans to be buried in our state cemeteries and our federal cemeteries to honor their legacy and service so their families can be proud? So we haven't forgot that. We aren't going to stop working on that. And more than anything, it's an honor tonight to honor you for your service and sacrifice. I have the pleasure now to introduce someone that really spearheaded the project. You'll probably say he didn't, but he did. And it's Senator Petrowski, who's been, I can't think of a better advocate you have in the state legislature to make sure that we ensure that you're recognized and that you receive the services and benefits like any other citizen that has came to this great nation and served us as down the road as fellow veterans. So I'm honored to introduce Senator Petrowski tonight more than anything, and I've worked with him over many years. This is really a tribute not only to Lao Hmong veterans, but a tribute to your service, honoring them, sir.
Good evening. Secretary Scopus, honored veterans. There are many people I really need to thank tonight because this really was an effort by a lot of people. And I want all of you to know that it would not have happened without Secretary Skoka. So please give him a warm welcome. Mike Telsrow really put a lot of effort and a lot of work along with his staff, Ellen and Jennifer, to make this happen. We've been meeting on this for probably a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer. And a lot of the Hmong veterans would come to this meetings that we had set up and talk about their ideas about how this should be. And we really always had the idea of accomplishing three things. And that was probably more in my mind than anybody else. First of all, we wanted to recognize the Hmong veterans for their service, for their sacrifice. And we also, secondly, want to thank them for that service and for that sacrifice, and thank them for the lives that were saved because they helped the United States of America. Lastly, and probably just as important as anything, we wanted something that would educate the public and educate all the school groups that come through this great museum. Because that is our future, and there are so many people that even today are not aware of the story of what the Hmong have gone through, of their sacrifice, of their dedication, and of the help that they gave this great country during the Vietnam War. And so really, this is a start. And I know that so many of you really know what I'm talking about. This has been a long time coming. And it's about time that we get there, and this is a start. I look forward to working with every one of you because I think there's a lot more yet to do. And together, we will accomplish great things. So I will quit, but the last thing I want to say is thank you to the Hmong people and to the veterans for the sacrifices and the dedication that you've had to this great country. Thank you, and God bless you.
Good evening. My name is SUAB HMONG, the co-chair of the Hmong Lao Veteran Museum Project. Not only myself, but I also include Chong, and Dr. George Nailor. I believe that he cannot make it, he cannot be here tonight. Beside that, also Paulo, back there, Sao Yang, back there, and also many of the committee members who's here tonight, and many of them cannot make it here tonight too. On behalf of the Hmong Wisconsin Veterans Museum Project Committee, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for taking your time here this evening to support, celebrate, and honor the Hmong Lao Veteran Museum Project here in Madison. And thank you very much for your commitments and for your times to be here with us. I also would like to thank Secretary John Skakos, the Director of Museum Mike, Ellen Brooks, Brother Si Tong, and also many of the staff here in the museum who help us to put everything together and make things happen. I know that Ellen and Brother Si Tong spend a lot of time travel around the state of Wisconsin, interview many of our Hmong veterans and to get their histories. Your support, let's make this happen, and we thank you so much. Beside that, I also would like to thank Senator Petrusky one of our best friends. He put a lot of time with us. He's the bridge for us to walk through many different levels.
Vấn đề là chúa hải đầu cả là sát chế là kèm lò thì bây giờ này tổng cái tuổi chiếc đó nên cho nó chứ và tàu mấy con chơi này là phú được bây trồng tốt trò của mong thêm lọ tàu cho là trò bây giờ đi cái cử một bây tông trò America và trò nhau tới chừng trò là
on behalf of all the Hmong military service members as myself, all the men and women, I salute you guys. I want to thank you for all you have done for the country of Laos and for the Hmong people. Without you guys, you're not going to see any doctors, some of the Hmong doctors we see here, professor, teachers, whatever professional, such as myself. Without you guys, we would not be here. So I want to appreciate and thank you for all you have done.
วันนี้อยู่ชิ้นใหญ่เนี่ยก็ผมไม่รอรู้ให้ดูจะย่อแต่ว่าต่อเช้าที่จะว่าเขาจิตตโป๊ะสักคนเลยจ้ะ
กูซาเดียจะได้ยาสิเป็นเป้าตัวล้อตัวเมย์เราสิเป็นขอน้อยยี่ขอเจ๋งเจ๋งชาหรือขอวิธีน้อยมั่วจืดจะเขารู้เจรู้ตัวเจว่าเคยเก่งคือให้จะเกี่ยวจะทั้งปล่อยพดเท่าว่าวันเราจะโตตาชีนอแล้วยาเวียดนามวันนั้นเจนึเป้ยอีหันหนึ่งจะเจอยังเขาได้จะเราช่วยแล้วเขาบอกเป้ขอเจนจีสิเลียจะนอจะชื่อว่าอีจืดเท่าว่าในทหารเราหมดโตจีนผมเราปอเลยจะนอเราหมดโตเป้ยนี่จะจีแล้วรู้เจนจีคนนี้เขากุศลเดียจีมัวอีอาชีเราปอต่อคนนั้นแต่是สากเป้ยก็ตีมงจะไม่ตีมันอยู่ตัวชัวรู้หน่อยก่อนนึจงรู้เจตอนเต้นเราหมดเต้นrồiเลยชัวเดียนี่เจ๋งเราเป้ยเดียว我老差很多的了，我天，那不啥。
有一种是古天 Victor 要做好那种ตัวเจ้ Madison 要那种ตัวเจ้要做 Saint Wisconsin 要做大家呢要一靠求日做要做梦被梦จะพูด做根据要打头了要แต่ในตัว做คนนั้น要ปอจะ TV ลีรู้ต่อก็เที่ยรุ่น大家呢ในเย็นได้เจอได้อยู่แล้ว要做แล้วรู้ใน要打头了เดี๋ยวแล้วเกจจเนี่ยแล้วจงลีจ่าแล้วรู้ในถมัวไว้ตัวจอเนี่ยแต่หาจงเนี่ยจงลีจ่าดูลีจ่าเป็นแบบชิ้นๆตัวนักการจงในส่วนสุดตัวเวรเจอร์บริวาร